Well, hey everyone, welcome to Can't Camp. We're trying out something new for the first time. This is going to be kind of a podcast, kind of a reacts, and we're joined by our good friends at the 354 Squad. Introduce yourselves. We have Kendall.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Kendall. Usually number 3, but what are numbers are a construct, right?
Yeah.
So is age. I don't know. Guys, what's up? I'm Kendall. Hope you guys are having a great day.
Nice.
That's me.
Where are you at in the world right now, Kendall?
Oh, I'm in the best city in the world, Chicago, Illinois. Whoop whoop, or like the suburbs of Chicago, but still we rep the shy.
There you go. All right, and next we have Mindy.
Hey, I'm Mindy, also with the 354 Squad, also in the best city in the world, in the suburbs of Chicago.
Nice.
And yeah.
Love it. Thanks for coming on. And,
Hello,
we
I'm
have
Tiana, usually number 5. I am in the second best city in the world, although all the, what's it called? The top city things list LA as the number 1. I'm in the heart of Los Angeles.
What
The
top city
real
things are you
ones.
looking at? What?
The real.
The one on www.
Yeah, you know the major newspaper,
It's
the LA Times.
It's the.
What is the Chicago
Yeah.
Herald? Not a
love it.
huge newspaper.
It is, but there's others, you know. But anyway, that's us. Sorry, we can have another city debate another day. This is not.
I love it. No, we keep the city debate going. I'm not in Minnesota right now, but I'll rep Minnesota. But I am currently in Los Angeles, and I am Calvin Ripley. I don't know. And Albert's somewhere in one of these boxes too. Albert, go.
Hey, I'm from Indonesia. I'm repping
Nice.
Indonesia. Go to Bali. That's not even my city.
Nice.
I'm always repping Bali, you know?
It's
everywhere.
That's what I was going about.
Bali's pretty
And
cool.
we don't have Dom today, but he is going to be sending in his picks for the 2020 Game Awards nominations, his predictions and everything. And if he can join us on Thursday, we'll have everybody's predictions going off, and we'll make a little bingo card out of it. And we'll try to work out a prize to see whoever gets closest.
Yes.
Cool. So let's jump right into it. Has anyone watched the Game Awards? I've watched maybe 1 or 1.5 Game Awards shows before.
No, I haven't.
watched
I've
a
watched
couple.
the one. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No.
Nope.
No? Do you want to tell us the premise of Game Awards, Calvin?
Well, like premise of all award shows, they don't need to exist, but they're here and we celebrate them anyway because it's a good chance to go back and reflect on what some people think are best games of certain categories. So I'm just going to jump right into the categories and we can go.
Ooh.
We'll let everybody pick it out. We may not have played all these games. This is a disclaimer. There's definitely games that I haven't played. I know nothing about esports teams and everything. So for some of these, it's a prediction, and it's just also a wild guess. So
It's like, who's your favorite team's name, you know?
all right,
That name looks dope.
The jersey colors.
Kendall, do you want to start us off and pick a category?
Oh my gosh, I totally can in 1.5 seconds because I'm pinning my video, so I'm actually pulling it up right now. The nominees on the
categories.
on the
Yes.
on the thing. Let's do. Wow, I'm reading all these lovely categories.
a lot.
Wow. Let's do best multiplayer. 'cause there's
Best
multiple
multiplayer.
of us.
Sounds good. All right, we're pulling up best multiplayer for the Game Awards 2020.
And we love games, so even though I haven't seen the Game Awards, we love it. Oh, look at that!
Okay,
Great category.
All right, so this is
Wow.
going to be tough right off the bat. We got Animal Crossing New Horizon. We got Among Us. We got Call of Duty Warzone, Fall Guys, Ultimate Knockout, and Valorant. Who would like to start with a guess, and we'll go like one at a time. And if you have a reason why, say the reason why. If you don't have a reason why, if you want to make up a reason, go for it.
Cool. Well. I haven't played Valorant yet, and I really, really want to. It literally just the thumb that they're giving us for the nomination looks very, very dope. So Valorant people in the comments or anywhere, please show your Valorant love and tell us if we should check it out. But I think just with it's actually interesting because I actually don't know, since I haven't seen these awards, who are the voters or like the Academy in this case.
Right now, I think it's open for like public voting, and I think that accounts for a small of it, but they usually bring in a panel of people in the industry, influencers, and people who other YouTube channels, like, we blow up someday, we'll be asked to vote for the Game Awards. So it's
wow. Listen, 354 and camp soon, y'all.
That's how we're
Check
gonna
out
do
our
it.
The Game
Gamer
Awards
House.
2021,
Yes.
Absolutely.
baby.
2021.
Yes. Stay tuned. VidCon next year. VidCon. We're gonna do a panel, y'all. It's gonna be wild. But well, I mean, the classic and most obvious is just the blow up of Among Us was crazy this year. The popularity, even though it is and I think out of all of these, I mean, like Call of Duty Warzone and like some of these are great multiplayer games, honestly, and my Animal Crossing fans are gonna hate me for this, but Animal Crossing is great. It blew up because of the pandemic, but it ain't that multiplayer life like the rest of these four. Like you're trading turnips, and it's great and it's good for me, but it's not like you're killing your friends or doing party games like all these other four. So Animal Crossing New Horizons is bottom last for me. I'm sorry, all my Animal Crossing people, but that's because Animal Crossing doesn't do anything for me. I mean, I like Animal Crossing, but it's just like I'm like, where's the final boss? Where's the deception? Where's all these other games have?
You gotta get that
similar
turnip.
things.
That's the final boss, you gotta
That's
sell
the
that
final
turnip at the
boss.
right price.
The final boss is paying off a mortgage and student loans. You're like,
That is true. You know what? So I still like Animal Crossing, but yeah, I think just the rise of popularity and with influencers and just the public voting in this sphere, you got to give it to just the game that's blown up in this crazy year, and that's been Among Us. Really relevant for 2020 as well.
Among Us has reached Congress at this point. We had AOC playing, we had Ilhan Omar,
Yes.
like absolutely insane.
Yeah, no,
Sorry, Tina,
you
go
don't
ahead.
see AOC play or AOC or Elon playing Animal Crossing with people. I don't think they're trying to. They're not out here playing capitalism the game. But yeah, I also think Among Us has definitely brought people
You're right.
together like a little bit more than Animal Crossing, which Animal Crossing, when it blew up, it blew up. And I think Animal Crossing is really cute. It's really good for like when you're listening to a podcast and like you just want to like pick some apples and run around and build a waterfall and stuff. But yeah, Among Us is, because it's just more task oriented, and it also has that extra mafia level of gaslighting your friends. It makes it a little bit more fun. I haven't had a chance to play Fall Guys yet, but you, on your stream, Calvin and Al, it seems like you guys are having a lot of fun. And I hate Call of Duty, that's my vote.
Yeah.
Tweet at me if you want. I fucking hate it.
It's fair. You got him. All right, Mindy, you got a pick?
I gotta also say Among Us. I think my favorite thing to see though is like all of these streamers that I watch now, they're all like playing with each other through Among Us. And I feel like the 10-person group is such a nice, like, meet new people, but bring in your own friends, and you get to see everybody, like, mingle with each other, which is, again, like everyone's saying, it's, like, perfect for right now.
Yeah.
So,
No, I agree. Albert, you go. You got a pick?
I gotta pick Fall Guys. And here's why.
Ooh.
Here's why. Because I think that Among Us is funny, and it's great. It's great for people when you have 10 friends. And I think what Among Us fails at is when you have to do an MMR when you don't have your close friends to play with you, and you just want to go join a random game. It has to be that perfect level of meeting with people, new people. They're able to Discord and stuff. And I think Fall Guys is great because you can just jump in and play and be competitive. And I think that's why it's pulling more ahead for me. And it might also, I think it also swaying me because I played that game and I haven't, the Among Us games that I played hasn't been the best because because we were trying to like join other people. We can't chat with them. We don't know how to, there's no Discord. So it's kind of difficult, and that's really the reason why I think their infrastructure could have a little bit more work. But so I think Fall Guys right now is pulling ahead for me, but I don't know. Calvin?
Cool.
That's a really good point for Fall Guys. It notched it up a few later. I'm not gonna give this to Animal Crossing because I have more to say on Animal Crossing later. I have much to say about Animal Crossing, but I agree that multiplayer-wise, it really doesn't do anything. And the issues in Animal Crossing where you can't like place your furniture, or you can't, even if Joe plays a lot of Animal Crossing, and so I get a lot of this info from her and from just playing as well. But like when you have your best friends over, you can't do anything to your island, and it's kind of like, what's the point of having a best friend if they're just under the same category as all the other people who come to your island? Like there's no
Preach it.
There's no real difference.
Preach it.
Fall Guys is really close to being my pick, only because, like Albert said, it's like watching Wipeout but a video game. It's really interesting to see like a full blown like game show kind of turned into a video game and have it just it's drop in, fail, switch it up, drop out. And it was a really interesting take on the battle royale genre. But I have to give it to Among Us because everything you guys were saying about it in terms of its outreach, how it put together, the random matches, if you don't have a good full squad, the games are kind of short, but I've had plenty of moments where me and Joe will just hop on our phone and we'll do a quick one. And we had one freak it out because one guy, I kept killing people in front of other people. And when I would do that, they would vouch for me. They'd be like, oh, it's totally the other guy. And I had like, I would say nothing in the chat and I had like 6 people defending me. And I was like, this is awesome. So my multiplayer pick is going to be Among Us as well.
Yes, but I do feel that with you 10 friends is the most optimal, but also on that too of your just anecdote right there, Calvin, of just the accessibility too of the free app on your phone and like so it's just it's good. It's like anyone can just hop on and play.
You've gotta jump on with us one day and get to play with Detective Kendall Bird.
Hey, I'm a crime solver. Hey, folks, just when I'm bad, that's why people don't trust me. When I'm good, I'm good. Like I'm over here sleuthing it out. But we should play Fall Guys because I just haven't played Fall Guys and it looks really fun.
Yeah,
so
I'll
just message the group.
Let's
do it.
Next crossover, we'll come over to you guys and we'll play some Among Us. Then you guys come over to us. We'll play some Fall Guys.
Yeah,
Some
I'm
Fall
not
Guys
even
season
kidding.
2.
Like, yeah, like I'm not kidding. Like, let's play Fall Guys so soon.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, let's make sure you're writing these down too, because I'm gonna try to. I have no.
Okay.
I feel like a bingo card is pretty self-explanatory, but I have no idea if there's any issue in making one. But I'm gonna make bingo cards for everybody, and I'll email them out or something.
Cool.
Cool.
It's like a break.
There we go. Mindy, do you want to pick the next category?
Ooh, let's see.
If you need me to go up or down, just let me know.
All right. I have. Let me pull open the other. Okay. Ooh, I don't. This one might be hard, but I'm always one for best score in music.
Best score in
nice.
music. Okay.
Wow,
I have
we
a
got
lot to say in
musician
this.
in the house.
Yeah,
a
this
lot
is
to
going to
say
be
in
great. Best score and music. Check out Can't Camp Talks. We did an episode with Alex from The Wallace.
Oh, nice.
And we
Oh.
talked about music and video games. So if you haven't watched
Calvin,
that one,
we're gonna
check it out.
we're gonna have an argument.
I'm ready to die on a hill, everybody. I'm ready to do it.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
I'm also ready to die on a hill.
All right, we'll do. Let's do. Saint.
Says you paused your stream, Calvin.
Sorry.
I
No.
can't see.
How did I pause my stream?
Yeah.
Can you see
Because
it
you
now?
press pause.
I didn't press nothing. All right. Okay. It's good. It's good. We're live again. All right. We'll do same order. Kendall.
Wow. So what I do when I, can analyze the scores, I look at quarter notes, I
the
look at
fuck
half
up.
notes, I look at eighth notes. And,
Yes.
Hades has more eighth notes than The Last of Us Part 2, and that's why I'm leaning towards Hades, but I also like the art of Ori and the Will of the Wisp. It looks like it might have a baller-ass score. So does Doom Eternal, too, honestly. I don't know any of these. I've not played any of these games. I don't know any of their scores, so my part's gonna be so
you duped
quick.
me. I
So
thought
I
you
will
knew
default to
everyone.
you. Oh my gosh, I analyzed the half notes. I've analyzed the whole notes, and I really want to go with either Doom Eternal, or Hades on this one. With the third runner-up is Ori and the Will of the Wisp. So with my knowledge of playing, none of them, and I yield my time.
It's your time. All right. Well, write down your pick and let it be a surprise to me later. I'll get a good
Sounds
laugh.
good. I'll listen to you, the more knowledgeable people, and then we'll make a more educated guess.
Sounds
after
good.
hearing
Sounds
your
good. Yeah,
picks.
there we go. This is now a fight over Kendall's vote.
All right.
All right, Mindy.
All right. So I haven't heard all of these either. I've heard a little bit of Doom Eternal and Final Fantasy, and then I've heard of is Last of Us Part 2, and then a little bit of Will of the Wisp. So I haven't heard anything from Hades.
Okay.
I'm very biased, and I knew it once I heard it, but I'm a huge fan of the composer Mac Coyle, because he also did Mr. Robot, which is one of my favorite shows. And so I just like that sound of The Last of Us. So that would be my personal pick. I think my pick for winner, it might have to go to Will of the Wisps, though, from what I've heard.
Will of the Wisp.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. These are strong.
All of
I
them are
also
good
have not
picks,
played
yeah.
any of these games, and I'm not a musical genius
Yeah.
like Kendall apparently.
Okay.
But I love. I've played a little
Those
bit of
half
Final
notes.
Fantasy 15, which is not Final Fantasy 7, but Final Fantasy 15 does have Florence Welch's cover of "Stand by Me," which is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my life. So, just by association, I'm gonna go with Final Fantasy 7.
Voting 2020 based on
Yeah.
the 2015. I love it. I don't even know if it's 2015. That is a really no. I had that cover on loop at a certain
Yeah,
point.
it's one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard.
My road trip boys. I miss them. All right, Albert.
I gotta rep Final Fantasy VII Remake.
You're gonna
'cause
rep
that game is the my favorite game of the year, but that's mostly because I haven't played Hades and Last of Us Part 2, so I can't say much.
That's
Final Fantasy VII Remake has great. I think it has great music and has. They redid a lot of the music amazingly when you play the game. When you ever played the original game, they take them and then they put them in different genres, and then it's always it's always gonna make your blood pumping when you're not your butt, your blood pumping. That was
I love
your
good
blood while you're
pumping
playing.
music. God.
when you play the game. So it's because it's battle after battle. It's amazing. It's so much fun to play. Can't wait for the
Yeah.
second game.
Part 2, Final Fantasy VII Part 2.
Yes.
So we're excited. Yeah, I definitely respect Final Fantasy and its legacy and how they did the music. All right, the hill I will die on for every single time it comes up is Hades. Hades is insane. Probably came out of nowhere.
No, it didn't.
Second favorite. No, well, I mean, for me, not came out of nowhere, but I mean, like, it was in early access for 2 years.
Yes.
Just got released on Nintendo Switch this year, and like, it's weird for a game to come out, like a recent game, and you're like, oh, that's probably my favorite game of all time. Hades definitely did that for me, or is at least my second favorite game. I am just gonna, my vote's for Hades, so I'm just gonna gush about Hades for a little bit, just because I follow the company that makes the game pretty closely. And Darren Korb, I think, knew the director or the people at Supergiant since like high school, and so it's a small indie company, and they like constantly just build off each other. Darren Korb also voices Zagreus in Hades. And a few other characters, and the way that he writes music is so, he uses like
That eighth
just
note?
that eighth note, that half note. I don't know.
Yes,
I
speak my
don't
language.
know enough about music to explain it, but like the types of instruments that he uses are all very unique. It's very much Tiana, like Alex's go-to. Like, it's very much like his vibe, and Kendall, me and him talk about this game all the time. But
Well, I trust Alex. I trust Alex's
songs are always in
music taste, absolutely. So
opinion on music. It's just so unique. It's so interesting, and I noticed that sound design, Hades, I don't think got nominated for, which I think is ridiculous, but I will fold that argument into this. There's parts in the game where you're talking to a boss. You run up and there's like a guitar riff, and it kind of just sits at a note, and it goes bum, 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 and it starts to pick up speed the further you go in the conversation. But if you just sit at that conversation, it'll sit at like that one note. And then as you progress in the conversation, it gets faster and faster until the conversation's over, and it just goes boom, bum, ba, da, 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 and the music just starts like as the boss fight kicks in. Or there's another one where you fight a hydra made out of bones, and every time it smashes its head against the ground, it's like Baby Driver. Every time it's dun 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 dun. It's so crazy. I'm not even capturing the music properly, but Hades is my number one pick for best score in music.
I love it.
Is the game worth
Love
a play?
Love it.
I'm dizzy. Someone else.
It's in Hades is in 4/4 time, while the others are in 6/8. And sorry, I'm just spitting all.
All right, Tiana, go pick your next the next category.
I was gonna ask Calvin: is the game Hades worth
All
a
right,
play,
hold on.
or just the soundtrack worth a listen?
Yes. Oh,
of
no.
course.
The gameplay. It's called it's a rogue-like game.
It's a
so basically-
roguelite.
Yeah, roguelite. And it's very difficult to play because the point is to die and to
Learn.
And so you die, you go in, you can slowly permanently upgrade. You can add permanent upgrades to Zagreus, and he'll like be stronger throughout. Like every time you walk through a corridor, you get a little bit more health restored. You can change the rewards on the door, because you walk up to a door, there's like 2 doors, and they'll have the reward. You pick it, you defeat all the enemies, and you get the reward, and that'll power you up to go into the next room. And all the powers are based on like different gods. So Zeus is all like lightning abilities, Dionysus
ability.
is all
that's
like
cool.
is like poison. Yeah, drinking abilities. But it all factors in, and then you have like 6 different weapons you can choose from as well. So you got your permanent abilities, you got your different weapons, and you got your random upgrades. And you slowly try to build and you have to beat the entire game in like one go. You have to get through all 5 worlds, and then you escape the underworld.
Nice.
It's crazy.
Cool.
And
I'm looking.
they have these little the voice acting is phenomenal. They have like these little dialogue trees where you run into the first boss and she's like, you're only beating me because you got these permanent upgrades. And then if you turn off the permanent upgrades and go talk to her again, she'll be like, oh, so you decided to fight me in a fair fight. And they comment on literally
Wow.
every little thing you do. It's
That's
insane.
so cool.
Oh, cool.
So definitely,
cool.
if you have a Nintendo Switch or if you have
Okay.
Steam,
I will look
play
into it.
Hades.
Before I choose before I choose the next category, let me grab my computer charger real quick because it's letting me know.
Yeah, no worries.
Cliffhanger. Bum bum. What category will she choose? Only time will tell.
Wait, is that
All
copyright?
right. Yeah, it is copyright.
Don't worry. You only said it for 1 second.
And
It
also,
was
I
only
think
it was only an eighth note. It was only an eighth note.
Only an eighth note. 3.
Yeah.
I
We
would like
should,
to choose either between best
I f-
family or best narrative. I don't know what family means.
Best family or best. I'm interested in best. I think it's like family games.
Then let's go with
We love it.
Best
Yes.
family.
You pick or narrative.
Best family. Oh, sorry.
I
sorry.
was gonna go with best
Did we not want
narrative
best
then, but
family?
let's go
I
with
can
best
change back.
family.
All right.
No, let's go with best narrative.
Ah,
Okay.
Let's do best
Okay,
family.
let's get it out of
it
the
done.
way. I'm
Okay,
so
best
sorry.
narrative,
I'm
best
so
narrative.
sorry. I'm a mess.
Oh my gosh. It's okay. I'm crying. I'm a mess too.
he's crying inside.
A little bit. But Albert, we can yeah, so we'll make sure to cover like the 2 top rows. Those I think are going to be the most important. And then if
Yes.
we want or have the time, we can just go through and just like super quick do the other ones.
Yes.
Now
That's
that I've
fine.
gotten my Hades argument out of the way.
Well, it's back again.
Because whenever
back.
it shows up, you're gonna say Hades, and then that's the
It's
next.
best-
Let's
best
move on to the
narrative.
next one.
Best narrative.
Best narrative.
Hades, there we go. Moving on. Done.
That's it. I'm down with Hades too. All right.
All right. Okay. Kendall, you want to start us off with best narrative?
Yes, great question. Again, have not played any of these games, so feel free to not even put my part in there. But, Calvin really has me on this Hades train, so it seems cool. Final Fantasy, I know people love that life too, and it's just Final Fantasy. It just, the title is just amazing too. So, probably one of those two. I yield my time.
All right. Mindy, this is you.
Yeah, also have not played all of them. I think you kind of sold me on Hades. I want to know more about it because it sounds like almost like Undertale-y meta, but with
Very much so.
more like layered on top of it, which sounds cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
From what I know though, so I'm between I know Ghost of Tsushima and then The Last of Us Part 2. And I think between those, I feel like people are going to get mad at me, but I think I would probably choose actually Last of Us Part 2. Because I understand like the fueled by hate kind of narrative that they were going for that I think a lot of people disagreed with. Especially like seeing a character like Ellie that we all love so much do these things. Don't want to say too much. And then Ghost of Tsushima had a
No spoilers.
great story, but I think it almost fell into like an Assassin's Creed-y trap where it got too drawn out for the gameplay. Like you had to wait too long for each installment.
to-
Yeah.
Fair. I like that.
I like that assessment.
I also have
Tiana?
not played any of these games, but my people I know are obsessed with Ghost of Tsushima. I've played the first 45 minutes of The Last of Us Part 1, but I'm very bad at it and haven't been able to beat it. But my best friend Blanco, who also appears on the stream sometimes, he had been waiting for The Last of Us Part 2 since The Last of Us Part 1 came out. And it's all, and when the trailers came out, it was all I was hearing about until it came out. So I'm gonna go with The Last of Us Part 2, just because I know that like so many people were so moved by this story, and it doesn't seem like, you know how usually the sequel is usually a disappointment. It seems like this one is not that.
Yeah. Albert?
Yeah. I don't know. It's a toss up for me because I played Ghost of Tsushima and the only thing I played is the first 45 minutes of Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima and Final Fantasy VII Remake. And as much as I like Final Fantasy VII Remake, I think as a story it needs more. It needs more ground because it's just, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but people who played it know why the story is not, the narrative, the twist is good. The narrative is pretty okay because there are some moments there that it feels like it's filler episodes, like in an anime, you know. But I think Ghost of Tsushima, I really like Ghost of Tsushima because I don't think people have done samurai games for a long time, which a good samurai game with like a grounded story. And like with the majestic of Japan and what the landscape and also the code and everything, I think, and also the characters, the writing of each characters are great. So I think my pick is gotta be Ghost of Tsushima. Even though I really love Last of Us Part 2. I love Last of Us in general. I haven't played Part 2.
I'm going to throw a real quick wrench in my own plans. Real quick, my pick's going to be Last of Us 2 as well. Not surprisingly, not Hades. Because I think Hades, a lot of the narrative is through conversations. And if you skip those conversations, the game can seem kind of... I talk to everybody. But if you skip the conversations, you'll be like, what narrative? Ghost, I agree, fell into kind of that same trap of drawing out a little bit too long. I really immersed myself in that story, so when he was feeling something, I was feeling something. But overall, I'm planning on playing and beating Last of Us Part 2 by Thursday, and I just know that Naughty Dog is just like the king of narrative and story, so my pick's gonna be Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, did you hear that Neil Druckmann became co-president of Naughty Dog? Yeah,
Naughty Dog.
Damn.
Shouts out to him. Go for him.
Neil Druckmann is the director, the creative director for Last of Us, Uncharted 4, and I think that's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
The last 8 games of Naughty Dog, it's been driven by him basically.
Druckmann.
If you guys want more context.
Nice.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
All right, Albert, you got to pick.
Is it me?
It is you.
Is it me? Let's pick Game of the Year last. So let's go for best art direction.
Best art direction. All right. Loading up. Oh, this is gonna be a tough one too. I just want to say Hades again, but I'm okay. Kendall, go ahead.
Wow. Okay, can I go let me go third on this.
All right,
let me go third.
Mindy, do you want to take a shot?
I really don't know. Okay, let me think. Okay. So I watched Last of Us Part 1, and then I played through a little bit of Part 2, and then I watched the rest of Part 2. And just having those two back to back, I think the growth between the two was incredible. And so that's kind of what is sticking out to me. But I really loved how Ghost of Tsushima looked. But then there's Will-O-the-Wisps too.
This is a tough category.
It's tough.
Games are cool, guys. They're so pretty.
You know what? Yeah. I'm gonna give it to Will-O-the-Wisp just because.
Wow.
Honestly, on first glance, I agree. But continue.
I like seeing it's really cool to see games become as realistic as possible, but I do miss the just like beauty of games like Ori and
Yeah.
the Will of the Wisps, and kind of the it's not, I don't like, cartoony sounds so like you're degrading something now, but it is very like animated, and very very
Right.
beautiful in that sense.
Yes.
So yeah, there we go.
For sure.
Yeah, it's hard
Tiana?
for me also because again, I have not played any of these games actually. But I guess I'm just gonna throw my hat in the ring for Final Fantasy just because to me Final Fantasy 15 was so pretty. And I always really love like the world that they create in these games, like just like the creatures, the monsters, the people and what they wear and stuff like that. I think is really fun and interesting. Even though I'm really excited to play Hades and Ori and the Will of the Wisp. I'm just gonna, throw a wrench in here and say Final Fantasy.
No, I love it. I love it.
Kendall,
All
are you ready?
right. Kendall, if not, Albert can go.
All right. Yes, I did my research these past 2 rounds where I looked at a variety of games and their art direction. And actually, it's between, but I'm just like a real like 2D. I love it, like just the animation by heart. And Will of the Wisp, just like the art design and direction is more, like 2D and painted style, and I really liked it. However, upon looking at more Hades art design and art direction and character design, it was very, very nice and detailed, and I love all of this, the different gods and how they style them, and I am a very big fan, so I would probably say Hades, but like literally this like the painting and colors of Ori and the Will and the Wisp, fantastic, but I give it to Hades for this one.
Albert?
Is it me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm stuck between the two again, Ghost of Tsushima and Final Fantasy VII. It's because the Final Fantasy VII, I agree with you, Tiana, where the look has always been amazing for Final Fantasy games. For most the games, every time they make another game, it's always look amazing. And I think because have you ever played the PS1 game? A lot of it, it's like you make up the environments in your mind, right? Because it's usually just a picture and you're just moving the characters through, and it's always so pixelated. So you just make it up and you just think of, just imagine this landscape, and then when they remade it, it just you're finally able to be in the city. You're finally be able to meet these characters and all of it, and they gave so much context to the most random enemy encounter with their art direction, with their storytelling. I think that's I really like Final Fantasy VII Remake's art direction. But Ghost of Tsushima, you can take a photo. It's always a painting in that game. Every time you pause and you walk and you look through, there's always like a shade of color where you can just stop and watch and just listen. Every time you do a haiku and just listen to the water, it's so good. But whenever they actually want to do, whenever they want you to stop and look around and feel the game, the environments, I think Ghost of Tsushima excels in that. But I think I have more love for Final Fantasy VII because I grew up with that game when I was way younger. So I'm gonna pick that game. That's my pick of the win.
Awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, no. That's something I didn't factor into. It was like the remaking of like filling in with your imagination on a PS1 game and then seeing it fully realized decade later or so.
Yeah, it's nuts how that game's played.
My pick is Hades, obviously,
Of course,
but I think
obviously.
but I think Ghost might have a chance to win it. I think Ghost is going to be the one to actually
Ghost
end up
is gonna
taking
win.
it, with how they design their environments and how basically the environment itself is your gameplay. Like the wind, you follow that to the
and then the
checkpoints and
Kurosawa
stuff.
mode, it's so
the
good.
Kurosawa mode. You can play the entire game from the beginning in a black and white filter. It's amazing. Cool Cool.
2020 has been a good year for games. It's a lot of games came out in 2020. It's all amazing.
Yeah.
2020 has sucked, but the games have not.
Yes.
All right.
Go, Calvin, go.
Since we're focusing on these top 2 rows for right now, I'm gonna actually I kind of want to talk about best community support. I don't know. That's calling to me. I'm way out of my depth. I'm out of my depth.
All right.
Responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity. Okay.
Community search, transparency, responsiveness, inclusive social media.
What's the fifth game? What's the fifth game?
Valorant and No Man's Sky.
I mean, No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
All right.
Who wants to start? No one? Anyone?
If you guys don't know any of the games, you can just pick a random one, so we can just push through. It's gonna be fun.
You know what? I do know these games, specifically Fall Guys and Fortnite. And I would say, Fortnite is of course, been one of the biggest games in the world, and people still flock to Fortnite a whole lot. And since they have so much traffic and activity at Fortnite, one would think that their community support needs to be nice because and very organized and detailed with the amount of traffic they get to that game. So my vote is going to be for Fortnite. Thank you. I yield my time.
Hey. Beautiful. Well put. All right, whoever wants to
one
go
of my
next.
best friends from high school, she is a big Destiny player. She's really big in the community, and she's really deep into it. And I've gotten a glimpse through her of how organized their community is, and sometimes it seems like I haven't played any of these other games, and I've never played a Fortnite before. And I've never been in any of these forums or anything like that.
A Fortnite.
Because I am old.
Yeah. A Fortnite.
But yeah, I'm just to be different, I'm gonna throw it in for Destiny 2, just because I know that there's a huge community behind Destiny and people get so involved in their characters. And even though I think the first game didn't have a straight narrative, but just the way that it brought people together.
No, Tiana.
Or the way it did multiplayer was really. Have I frozen? Am I gone? Have I frozen?
A little bit,
You
but you're good.
frozen.
You're good. No,
I'm
you're good.
Sorry.
You're good.
Anyway.
Tiana's internet.
I don't know
is
why
always
it's
jammed.
doing this to me on this day of my daughter's wedding.
It's all right.
All good. Don't worry.
Anyway, Destiny 2.
Minnie, do you have anything?
I
Discord's angry at
I'll
us.
just quickly agree with Tiana. I think
Wait, hold up.
I think the Destiny community is
Continue.
much lower key than, for example, Fortnite or Apex Legends even. But I from everything I hear about it, it sounds like a fun place to be. So I'm also gonna go with Destiny 2.
I just want to say really quick, sometimes it seems
Nice pick.
the Destiny community is sometimes at odds with the developers of Destiny and the choices that they make. But I feel like that makes them an even stronger community.
Because yeah, for sure. That's awesome. All right, Albert.
Me? I gotta pick No Man's Sky here.
No Man's Sky.
Because I feel like No Man's Sky was the hype of that year. When was it? 2018, Clam? 2017?
A long time ago.
A long time ago. When it came out, Sony hyped it up so much with the way the game's gonna play and the way everything's gonna look. And then it was kind of a disappointment when it launched, where people feel like, this is not as much fun. We can't even play with friends, and there's nothing to do, and it could have been scrapped then and there. They could have just, you know what, we did it. We finished the game. Sony paid us a lot with the promos and stuff, and they could have just continued. But I think they kept on with it. They stayed quiet. They kept making updates, and they keep making the game better and more community friendly. And I think that's why until now, where apparently it's really, really good for like they finally kept the promise of the game, and
That's cool.
I think that's my pick because it's kind of it's good. It's been reborn, the game, I feel.
All right, awesome. Yeah, I agree with you. No Man's Sky really kind of picked itself up from like this weird lie ditch they were in. I was gonna vote for Destiny 2, but while we were talking, I guess I subconsciously wrote down Fall Guys under Best Community, so I'm just gonna stick with that because that's what my.
You're too lazy.
I'm not too lazy. No, I will make a case. I will make my case for Fall Guys. I agree. Destiny 2, I think, is gonna win because Destiny, being the beast that it is, and being able to like manage that community, and in kind of a way where I don't hear like toxic things about Destiny too much. There's toxic things in all these communities, but like I hear more controversies about Apex or Fall Guys or Fortnite or No Man's Sky. Like Destiny kind of keeps it low key, and I feel like that's part of the effort that they put into it for such a massive community. Fall Guys, I'm just going to keep as my pick because the person who runs their social media is phenomenal. I don't know anything about social media running, but I watch them tweet, and I'm like, yep, that's how you could take lessons. They could teach a class on how to be a good social media person.
Well, cool.
I love the Fall Guys Twitter.
Yes.
So go follow the Fall Guys Twitter if you need like a pick me up.
They're really funny too.
Moving on.
I'm going to go do that right now.
Moving on. Whose pick is next? I think it's picked
Kendall, right?
Best mobile. So Kendall, yeah, back to Kendall.
Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. We're sticking to the top two, yeah?
Yeah, top two rows.
Beautiful. Let us do a best action and adventure.
Best action adventure. Where action adventure? Oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh, sorry, my two rows, because I have it full screen, are different than your two rows.
No
I'm
worries.
looking at my screen. But
That's
it is
all
in
right.
the second row when you full screen it.
Very
so I
fair.
can change-
We'll go with it. We'll run it. Best action.
Action adventure.
Oh, Miles Morales. I could play you on my PS4, but I am waiting for a PS5. But also, I'm not trying that hard to get a PS5 because it's hopeless. I wasn't popular enough to be sent one.
Oh my
Yes, Sony,
goodness.
please send us one.
I wonder how they did that.
We got five
Send us
people here
one.
who need a PS5. 5 PS5.
Yes,
5 PS5s over
yes.
here. Dom's not here. You don't even have to give it to Dom,
Don't even have to give it to Dom. He couldn't make it. Screw him. 3,500 scalpers got 30. Oh no. Scalpers got 3,500
Yeah.
PlayStations.
They just got
Give us some.
2,000 more, dude.
Really?
There's
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And they said it was too easy. It was like, God dang it.
Jeez.
So rude. So rude. All right. Kendall, do you want to start us off in Best Action Adventure?
Oh, sounds good in the hood. And I'm glad I picked this, even though it was third row on Calvin's list. But I'd love to shout out to our boy Miles Morales. I'm playing that one right now, and I just am happy that it's in this category and nominated for something. I really enjoy the game thus far and appreciate it, and it's just cool again to see just a black lead in these games, and so my heart is in the, Miles Morales camp. I have not played Assassin's Creed yet. But no, Assassin's Creed is very, very popular and has a huge, huge following, and people love themselves the Assassin's Creed, so that's on my radar as well. And of course, The Last of Us is up on this list and up there too, especially, I mean, we already talked about its narrative and story and stuff, which makes me believe that probably adventure-wise and all of that too, it has some good elements, but I haven't played it. But Spider-Man. It's an action hero. He's an adventure. It's Spider-Man. So I'll go with Spider-Man on this one, guys. I yield my time.
Spider-Man, hey, do a flip. I don't remember that. I love it. Mindy?
I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I think I'm leaning towards also Spider-Man because here's the main thing for me is swinging around the city as Miles Morales, and they even changed it up a bit from Peter Parker swinging, is the most fun feeling ever. I will never use, I'll use fast travel 2 or 3 times to see the cutscene animations, but other than that, they've done a great job with making it more realistic. You're not just swinging from webs in the middle of the air or something, but not weighing it down too much. And I like that it was a more compact story, but it didn't go as deep as maybe Ghost of Tsushima or Last of Us does. But it felt true to the character. It was a fun game to play. And yeah, just web swinging. I think the web swinging really, really takes it.
Nice. I agree.
Yeah, I haven't gotten the chance to play Miles Morales yet, because like you, Calvin, I'm also waiting for the PS5, but making no effort to get the money to buy a PS5. I'm just
Sony 5 PS5s. We'll
5
you
PS5.
Sony,
DM us.
you can afford
We'll
it,
send to you.
please.
All right, go ahead.
Hook us up, I know we only have 37 subscribers. Hook us up.
No.
But yeah, like Miles Morales,
All right, Tiana, so
just from what I've watched of it, just seems like an incredible game. The mechanics seem incredible. I like Assassin's Creed is seems like the OG in the gaming world, but it also seems like the last few have sort of fallen off or were just a little basic and people didn't like them as much. So I don't know what to think about the new one. It's hard to pick though because The Last of Us, no game gets my heart pumping and my anxiety riled up like The Last of Us. And having to you have to learn how to shoot, but you also have to learn how to sneak, while some games prioritize either or. So yeah, it's hard, but I think I'm gonna go with Miles Morales because again, black lead, Afro Latino, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was the best animated movie of all time. So, I think this is a really good follow up in that universe.
That's very true. Oof.
It's very true.
My vote's being swayed. All right, Albert, go ahead.
I know you're going to vote for Ghost.
No, you don't.
but-
You don't know nothing about me.
Because you haven't played the other games. But I can tell, Mindy, that you're playing... are you playing on a PS4?
Yeah, I'm playing on a PS4.
Yeah, I can tell because apparently on the PS5 you don't even see the subway
really?
stuff. The loading
Oh,
stuff.
wow.
Yeah, it's so quick you don't even
that's
see
right.
it. It's
True.
nuts.
Yeah, I still got those load times.
But
I miss
we
the
got
subway.
those.
I like that.
the subway is great, and I agree with everyone who picked Miles Morales. With that the traversal is so much different than the Peter Parker one, because he's so flowy. You know how it's his movement is not as aerobic as Peter Parker. He's more how do I say? He's more he's moving around more. It's
He's
styling
quicker.
more.
He's got like he's I
more
don't know, he's-
agile. You know, I don't know how to say it. He's more agile, and I feel like it's
got
much
the-
more
he's
fun
got-
to just swing around with
He throws
him.
some flavor on it.
Yeah, he throws a
Hey.
bit of flavor on it. But I don't know. Both of them are great, and I think that Ghost of Tsushima is just so pretty, and the traversal is so good too that you just want to just travel every corner of the island just to see if it has the new secret behind them.
Mhm.
And having played both of them, I think Ghost got it for me because because as much as the traversal in Spider-Man and the action, it's the kind of similar the gameplay wise with the original, but they added more flavor to it. But I think but I think I'm gonna stick with Ghost.
Stick with Ghost. All right.
Yes, I'm gonna stick with Ghost.
Whoops, what'd I do? I was gonna give it to Ghost initially, but I was being
Dang it,
swayed
Clem.
very heavily. No, I'm being swayed very heavily to Miles Morales. Because there's nothing better than being Spider-Man, and especially
Nothing's
with
better than being Spider-Man.
the added abilities of Miles and just overall. But Ghost feels so good to play. Ghost was like.
Remember when you
Ghost-
have to do the swings, Clam? When you can
The
kill 5
swings.
people at the same time. You can kill. I can't remember what it's called.
I'm gonna give it to Ghost.
Yes.
Not based as much on the action, like the action, yes, in terms of how that game like forces you to be a samurai in a weird way or forces you to sneak. Like it's not like a Dark Souls game or Bloodborne where it's you just have to get good, you just have to be better. It's not like punishingly difficult, but it is difficult where you just have to be. If you're a good samurai, you don't have to do anything else. You can just run into a base and. Action-wise, I think Miles has it though. But in terms of like adventure, I really liked I was just a sucker for like the full-blown like samurai narrative and how it was this journey from samurai to ghost and how that fed into how the action was a part of the narrative. I gotta give it to Ghost. But
Yes.
but
But Miles is amazing. Not gonna lie, Miles. It's a neck and neck kind of situation for me too.
all right, next category. We got a few more, and we can start wrapping it up. Or stick around forever. We could do a few bonus categories if you guys want to do.
We can
add
do
that
a
as a little
4-hour
bonus video.
podcast. You know.
4-hour podcast. No. Mindy, your vote is next.
Let's see. Are there any ones that like you wanna talk about other than Game of the Year?
Other than Game of the Year, like I'm in the same kind of boat where I haven't played as many of these games. I know best indie for me is just gonna be Hades. So if
Best
you want a
mobile.
quick one,
Among Us,
best
yeah.
mobile
Among Us.
or
Oh yeah, no competition.
Among Us, yeah.
Let's just quickly shoot. Let's just
Sure,
quickly shoot
yeah.
the small ones.
Quickly do. All right, we'll hit up best mobile. What do we got?
Among Us. There's only one nominee. It's Among Us. There you go.
Cool.
All right, I have played. None of these. I've played I played
Cafe
Pokemon
Mix?
Cafe Mix. I did play.
You weed.
Oh no!
I played it too. I'm
Very
not gonna lie.
cute. Togepi was wearing a little hat. It was so cute.
Yes, it is. Yes. Yes,
So
Togepi did.
Among Us. Anyone
I'll give a
disagree?
shout out. I've heard Genshin Impact is pretty fun to play, but I'm definitely going with Among Us.
Yes, it's Among Us
Yeah.
for me too.
Among Us. Everyone agree? We're all doing Among Us. Awesome.
Kendall, you're muted.
Oh my goodness, yes, Among Us. I've been saying it. Yeah.
There we go. If it doesn't, it better. I hope there's a small Among Us sweep in this whole 2020 thing, because
Yeah.
gosh dang.
It's like Game of the Year Among Us, dude.
Yeah, right.
I'm so surprised it's not on Game of the Year. Like, what?
It really could make you can make a
Absolutely.
strong case for it. All right.
What's
Tiana,
games
do you
for
have
impact?
one, or do you want to do just a quick one again?
Let's look at best indie game just because I want to know more about the indie games that are out there that people like. So I'd love to know what the nominees are.
For sure. I thought.
Yeah.
Is Fall Guys an
Alright, so we
indie game?
got Carrion.
Carrion.
Oh.
Fall Guys is an indie game.
Yes.
Hades,
Spelunky, and
Spelunky
Spirit. I heard
2,
good things about
Spiritfarer.
Spiritfarer. I need to play that game too.
I did hear good things about Spiritfarer as well. That's the one with like
Okay.
the animals on the boat or something.
It's like a 2D. Yeah, it's animals on the boat, and I think you're taking their spirits to the other side.
Oh,
Take it to yeah.
very nice, very nice. Who wants to start us off?
I wanna hear more about Hades. Oh no.
I'll
Go ahead.
go talk more about Hades, Clam. I want to hear.
Talk
about it
more
too.
about Hades?
Hades.
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 All right, so Hades is awesome. Hades went into early access 2 years before it was officially released in 2020, and they just spent those 2 years where everyone could play it, and they just spent the time tweaking it. They're a small company. I'm pretty sure most of the voice cast in Hades, which again is ridiculously good. A lot of the people in the voice cast of Hades, I think, are employees of Supergiant, which is ridiculous. I don't understand it. I can't imagine just working at a place and they're like, hey, we want you to do this voice. And then you're like, oh, sure, yeah. And then you do it and it's fucking phenomenal.
Yes. Yes.
You can tell that, like, in terms of just overall companies, you can tell Supergiant is just a really tight group. And every single one of their games has not disappointed. So my vote is for Hades. Anyone next?
I'll go with Hades.
Bless you. Albert's going Hades.
I'll go with Hades.
Yeah, you've really brought me onto the Hades train, which is the sequel to Hades Town.
Yeah, Kelvin.
Yeah!
The Hades train, nice.
Hades Town, the musical,
Yeah.
going into Hades, the game.
All right.
That's the DLC for Hades, Clam. They're gonna make
Yeah.
Hades
Yeah, right.
Town
They
into
just
a
all
game.
it's the same setting. It's just all the characters from the game are in the play.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Or vice versa, just a bunch of actors stuck in hell. It'd be really sad. Okay. Anyone disagree with Hades? Or
Yeah, Hades did so good. Like, for it being an indie game and getting all these other nominations, too. I mean, I guess Fall Guys as well did pretty well, but, like, yeah, Hades. Great
Like
stuff.
Supergiant Games always been top notch whenever they come out with a new game. Like music wise, they took so much time to just build everything like perfectly well before they even send it out, and I feel like Supergiant's awesome. that
Supergiant
way.
Games.
Albert, you're a little crackly. Is that just on my end, or
You're a little crackly
it?
for me too.
I
don't know.
It might be only on your end, but I don't know.
Okay.
It might be just the Discord, but let's hope
Okay.
it doesn't affect the mic.
no worries? We'll work around it. All right, Albert, your pick. We're
Let's
running
go
out of categories.
Let's go for best performance.
Best
And I feel like
performance.
yeah,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Last of Us is gonna be on it.
Yeah. Yes.
For sure.
This
Oh,
is what I'm
dang.
guessing. There you go. Laura Bailey,
Yeah.
Ashley Johnson, Daisuke.
Best
Suji.
performance. Wait,
Who's Logan?
this category is so funny.
Hades.
It's like an Oscar. It's like best actor. Are you kidding? I'm blown. I'm so new to this whole realm of games, but they literally have a best performance category, and I was thinking like,
Yeah.
oh, it is voice actor. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was just like the character,
best performance
and,
in
like,
the game?
their, like anime. Yeah, and I was like, this is wild to me. I was like, what? Like,
The voice
Well, in
voice
the
acting.
UK, you could get a BAFTA.
beautiful.
Hades.
I'm like, what?
Hades is
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Clam, are you gonna pick Hades?
Hades wins, and Hades himself just comes out on stage. Like, welcome, guys. I've been brought to life to accept this award.
Yeah, I was just like, I only saw, because my screen's so small, so I only saw the like characters. So I was like, oh, best, like, I don't know. Yeah, I was like, what the heck? Cool.
Hades is not my pick for this one. Logan Cunningham is amazing and has been voicing characters in Supergiant for a long time, and he deserves all the recognition, but he's up against some really steep
Some really hard
competition.
hitters.
Yeah.
Anyone? Kendall? Nothing?
I mean, I feel like Ellie's gonna win.
Something-
Damn.
Sorry, Kendall.
We,
That
No,
was
go,
it. I
please.
feel like she's
No.
gonna win. Like I feel like in both. I don't know if I assume it's the same voice actor for both The Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2. And just
Yes.
you know, Ellie's character is so beloved. I don't know what happens in the second game, but Ellie's character is so beloved. I feel like she'll kind of sweep this category.
Mindy, Kendall?
okay. Yeah,
No,
we
go
had
for
a
it,
debate. Oh no, go for it. You go, Mindy. No, I don't have too much to add. I was like, we were having some folks debate over when I was streaming Miles Morales, the voice actor of Miles, and like Tracy. Yo, we all know almost everyone knows Tracy, but Tracy really does not like the voice actor for Miles. Like he was just talking about it when we were streaming all during the stream. I thought he was fine. I still am in the beginning stages of the game, so Tracy's like, nah, you'll see even later on and all of that stuff. But that was all. That was only my one just side thing of like Tracy really is not a fan of the voice acting for that game. But anyway,
I'll go off
Mindy,
of that. I
continue.
thought Naji Jeter was cast well, but like when you hear him in scenes with like Troy Baker's in the game, it's very hard to kind of like put him among. Yeah,
Troy Baker in the game?
plays. I forget his name, but he plays the like CEO of the farm. Yeah,
The bad guy? Yeah, there you go. I can see it. I see
and
it.
like he's up against a lot of really great actors in this category. So I love the game, but I wouldn't go with Naji Jeter for this category. For me, the moment that clinches it is in Last of Us Part 2, Ashley Johnson, when Ellie is playing the guitar in that record store. And it's not like a plot point. It's just like one of those side things, but she's singing like a very chill version of Take On Me. And that, like, her voice is cracking. She's like, you hear her get sad and happy again. I think that takes it for me. That single scene. So I'll give it to Ashley Johnson, I think.
I gotta play
Yeah,
The
I gotta
Last of
finish it.
Us, man.
You gotta play
Sheesh.
The Last of Us. It's one of the best games out there.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I gotta
It was.
give it to either. I haven't played. I only played the first 45 minutes, but I think it's gonna be either the first three, right? I think Ghost is good. I don't think it gave the most performance because I think that Jin's
Here's-
always been like cold, not too
Here's-
emotional. Go ahead.
Here's something
Sam.
though. Did you play it in English or did you play it in Japanese?
I switched both.
Switch? Okay. Because
Yeah.
it's interesting that they nominated the Japanese voice actor because
Ooh.
I played the whole game in Japanese.
Is it better in
And-
Japanese?
100%. It's so
100%?
like the performances are good for the English voice actors, but when I switched, and that's the guy who voices Zoro on One Piece.
Oh dang, yeah, you're right. You told me this.
And so, like, hearing him was
Yeah.
incredible. And it was, when I hear the English voice actors, I get all...
It's
I
weird
like
because
taking
they're Japanese, and they're supposed to be they're speaking in like a Japanese accent English.
Right.
Keep going, Albert.
But
Sorry.
yeah, it was like I thought they were gonna nominate the English actor. That's why I was kind of. So you know what? Ghost wins. I want to rep some Asian dudes. Like I want to see new voice actors be pushed up, because I think Ashley Johnson, Laura Bailey is dope as hell, and I want the voice acting gigs to be more saturated with other big players.
Very true. Very true. Is that everybody? Yeah,
Did you pick
everybody
Calvin?
gone? I didn't go yet, no, but I'm just making sure everybody else has gone first. Yeah? Cool. Yes, if none of these people, if the Samurai, if Laura Bailey, Ashley Johnson, and Daisuke were not nominated, I would probably go with Logan Cunningham, just because he's just got a great voice. I do think I have to give it to Ashley Johnson, though, because I know how good Ashley Johnson is. And
Oh yeah.
as far as like performance as well, that's got to be stressful working at Naughty Dog, because I mean, unless they did motion capture for Hades, which I don't believe they did. I follow Ashley Johnson and Laura Bailey on Twitter, and they were like in the gym every day. Like Laura Bailey was like just I don't know working out terms.
Oh, Laura Bailey's ripped.
Dude,
Like
she got jacked to play Abby. Her like arms are almost as big as Abby's arms, and I was like, this is awesome. And the fact that you see their sets, they do behind the scenes when you see their sets where they have to run up and basically just do like full-blown obstacle courses while giving the performances, when you're in this like silly little suit and you got a helmet on your head and you're still able to capture just like insane. I gotta give it to Ashley Johnson.
Ah, nice.
All right, moving on. Should we do one more and then hit Game of the Year?
Yes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sounds
Let's
good.
do
with me.
it.
Or if people want to keep going,
I
nothing
have
to do
rehearsal
today,
at
so-
11.
I might have to.
Okay,
Yeah, I was
okay.
gonna say
Okay,
I have something at 1, which is
Okay.
11 your guys' time.
Yes.
But I'm chilling until then.
All right, let's
One more.
do Game of the Year then, so we can get Tiana out of here, and then afterwards, if you guys want to go through it on your own time and send me your picks, I'll write them down and I'll make little things for us
Notes.
all. All right,
Yay.
so we got Game of the Year. We got Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades,
Of course.
Animal Crossing New Horizon, and Last of Us Part 2. I have
Animal Crossing.
Kendall has it out for
tisk,
Animal
tisk.
Crossing.
Anyway. No.
Oh, this is
no.
gonna be great then. This is gonna be great.
It's gonna be great because
No, don't you dare spoil anything. Don't you spoil our talks in private. Albert.
What is that? Calvin's choice for Game of the Year?
it was my
We're
choice.
gonna start with Kendall and we'll get there.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Again, Kendall starting off with her hot takes of having only played actually Animal Crossing on this list. I mean, people love The Last of Us. Hades, now learning more about that sounds absolutely great. It might be a little too indie or whatever for it to win full Game of the Year, especially if it's fan vote. I think Ghost or The Last of Us might win this. In terms of just like when hearing you guys and the community and different things like that. Animal Crossing, New Horizons. Animal Crossing is great. It's just like, and the game is cool. It is a very chill, if you're looking for a relaxed day kind of vibe, and that is fantastic. For me, me is my mic drops. I like my adventure and my action. And I remember getting an amazing anecdote when I was watching Carrie and Mindy play Animal Crossing, and they were talking about this gold water can, and I'm like, what happens? I'm like, oh, you guys are going for the gold water can, then what happens? And there's like, then you can water your plant and they turn gold. And I'm like, and?
It turns gold.
And they're like, no, that's it. That's what we're working towards. And I'm like, alrighty. I'm like, you know what? This might not. I just love my bosses. I love my adventures. I love my story-based modes. And so this is great for like, like Sims-esque world-building family game. But yeah, I think Ghost or The Last of Us will win this category. I yield my time.
You yield your
Love
time.
Yeah.
All right, Mindy.
I gotta give it to Ghost of Tsushima, because I think everything, and I haven't played Hades yet, which after hearing a lot about it, I do want to play it now. But I'm kind of the same way to Kendall. I love, like, The Last of Us, we were talking about how it has a great story, but in terms of gameplay, it's not as fun. And, like, I'm more of an action adventure kind of person too, and Ghost of Tsushima kind of like fills that slot very well. And it's a good, and like I don't think I picked it for like either action adventure or best narrative, but it's such a happy combination of those different elements into like a really great game. So yeah, so that's my pick.
Yeah, the only one of these games I've played is Animal Crossing, but I don't know, I don't think I would pick it for Game of the Year, because I think like video games now, just the storytelling potential of them has become so great, and like so many incredible stories have been told over video games. And Animal Crossing doesn't really have a story unless like you make it up yourself. I also think The Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost are gonna sweep the awards in general.
Yeah.
My vote is for The Last of Us Part 2 just because it's the sequel to another Game of the Year, isn't it? Didn't The Last of Us win Game of the Year when it came out?
That's a good.
Oh, it won
Yeah.
it won everything.
And it seems like
everything, yeah.
this game holds its own as a sequel. So I feel like it can it is the only winner.
It shall
There
be
can only be
the
one.
only winner.
Right.
And then Animal Crossing, we're on an
Yeah,
island, you're not gonna get us.
Yeah, Animal Crossing very well may win because it, quarantine. If 2020 was any different, I feel like Animal Crossing wouldn't even be on this be nominated for Game of the Year.
You're right. Yeah.
But we need some wholesome.
All right, Albert.
What?
Oh yeah,
She cut
no,
out
sorry.
for most of the time.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we just need some wholesome. Like it was very important for what went on this year, so I won't be surprised if it wins.
Yeah. Yeah. All
All
right,
right.
Albert.
I'm going for Hades. No, I haven't played the game. What am I gonna pick? Because I know Last of Us. I know the story's great, and I know Ghost. I think is amazing, but I don't think it's up there. It has some kinks to it that it could have fixed. I feel like Ghost. And you're right. Animal Crossing wouldn't be as big as it is without quarantine. I think it would be big, but it wouldn't be amazingly, wonderfully big as it is now. And I do like that Animal Crossing is just in the middle of everything, just being a serious game. All of them are so tonally serious I don't know. I'm kind of rooting for Animal Crossing clan. I'm gang.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for them to
Alright.
win because it's
Yeah,
so
Animal
much fun to
Crossing's your
play.
pick? Yeah.
I'm picking Animal Crossing because I love fishing in Animal Crossing. It's so much fun. Ghost doesn't have fishing, and that's what its downfall is.
You were talking about the
Fishing.
golden plants, Kendall, and Albert was like, "Oh yeah, you got, you gotta
Yeah,
get those
oh,
golden
yeah,
plants.
that's
the best.
fishing.
I need them.
That's how I am, but with
God.
catching bugs.
It's so funny.
Yes.
I love Flick. Yes.
So
Yes.
fun. My pick has got to be. I think Last of Us 2 is the strongest contender out of all of them.
Yes.
I think Hades is a nice underdog that could win. I don't know why Doom Eternal's here. That seems like a pity.
I
vote.
don't know either. It was like,
Like,
oh, we need
people-
one more. Oh, we can't get Among Us in. I guess Doom Eternal wins. I
Literally,
guess. Well,
Doom seems like a pick that they were like, well, everybody was because I remember Doom Eternal when people were previewing it, they were like, "This game's insane. This is so cool. This is ridiculous." And then they delayed it a couple times, and then by the time it came out, whatever it was coming out against, I didn't hear anybody talking about Doom. It was like, well,
Yeah.
you know, it's Doom.
it's
And-
great. It's more Doom.
Yeah. I do have to give it to Animal Crossing though, because yeah, exactly. Like if this was any other year, it wouldn't be on this list, which is why I think that's kind of why it should.
Ooh.
Because Joe was talking to me about it, and I was talking to her about like this discussion we were gonna have, and she was like, "Well, if they want to," and I was like, "I think Animal Crossing is kind of the riskier choice, but almost the more serious one." I feel like if you want, like, I feel like that could really make the Game Awards seem like really legit because you're allowing games to kind of be anything. And that's kind of the beauty of video games is that you don't know what you're going to get with a game in terms of like, we have these action adventures, we have Hades, all these games are so uniquely different. And I think it's so hard to judge them against each other. But for what she was saying that how they judge a Pulitzer is like what meant the most to society in that year, and I think Animal Crossing people got married in
Graduated.
Animal Crossing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gary Whitta, yeah, right. Gary Whitta, who wrote Star Wars Rogue One, he started a talk show like Jimmy Fallon
Animal
on there,
Crossing.
and Selena Gomez came on, Danny Trejo. He had Sting come on at a certain point. Like he created an entire show just using Animal Crossing, and yeah, if this was any other, I think if quarantine wasn't a thing and Animal Crossing came out, it would have been like, oh, a new Animal Crossing game. That's cool. But
Yeah.
you had people that like never touched video games going out and buying Switches to plug in Animal Crossing. And
Yeah.
narratively,
Yeah.
I think Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, and Hades have Animal Crossing beat. I think it's the weakest game on the list, but as of 2020, I think like if they really want to make a kind of statement, you gotta go with Animal
That's
Crossing.
very interesting.
Wow. Well, there you have it. Interesting. There you have it, folks. There
we
you
go.
have it.
That is our
Unanimously
partial.
voting for Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Yes, everybody.
Yes.
No. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been our reactions / guests / predictions for the Game Awards 2020. We have been Can't Camp and 354 Squad. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow Can't Camp on Can't_camp on Twitter and Instagram. We will be back with live reactions to the Game Awards on Thursday with some of the 354 Squad as well. 354 Squad, thank you so much for coming on. Plug your stuff.
Thanks, guys. Yes.
Where can people find you?
Subscribe to the 354 Squad on Instagram. We're the 354 Squad everywhere. Check out our side channel, 354 Squad Gaming.
We're on Twitch and Twitter also.
That's us. Anything else, guys? I don't. Twitch and Twitter also. Thanks. Yes. So thank you guys so much.
For sure, we're very excited. And we'll hopefully get some Phasmophobia, some Fall Guys, and some Among Us going between us soon.
Yes.
Let us know your picks in the comments below. Like, if you disagree, what are your thoughts on the Game Awards in general? And we'll see you Thursday.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.